Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
And they were like, CPR, the mouth-to-mouth thing, it's bad, it might spread virus, this and that. But we were still allowed to do chest compressions. That's been also rescinded now. And the Mustard Seed has created their own policy to allow people to die. We just have to sit there and watch. I know of one case at the shelter back in December. My good friend, good coworker, he was ready and willing to do CPR. He didn't care if he, had to go home for 14 days or whatever, just in case they had COVID.
Adam Soos here for Rebel News, and we are hearing troubling allegations against the Mustard Seed here in Calgary, Alberta. For those unfamiliar, the Mustard Seed is one of Calgary's largest homeless shelters. It is a place where the homeless community is supposed to be given an opportunity, a chance to get back on their feet. But if the reports we're hearing are true, they are doing anything but that. In fact, problematic new COVID restrictions may be costing people their lives. We were fortunate to have a member of the Mustard Seed staff reach out to us to share this important story.
They're just giving up. There's nothing left to live for. There's no hope. They don't have any hope.
And so how many people, for people who aren't familiar with the Mustard Seed in Calgary, because maybe people watching across the country, it serves the homeless community and people struggling through difficult times. How many people a year are helped through the Mustard Seed?
Oh man, it depends on your definition of helped. I'm not familiar with numbers. I don't even look at the emails that we get or anything. Nightly at the overflow shelter, we house about from 40 to 60 people. At the main shelter, we can get up to 110, but again, due to government restriction, we used to have 370 beds at the main shelter. After restrictions came in, that was cut in like less than half. And since then, it's more and more people are just unable to access anything. Like I say, I'm not familiar with numbers. I don't look into anything. I keep my focus on God, and not people dying or people being whatever.
Well, we've noticed that there has been a shift. Like some soup kitchens are exempt. We've seen pastors just trying to serve people on the streets. They're being shut down as though the homeless community ceases to be hungry because of these restrictions. Similarly, there's people, you said 300 plus were being served, and now they've reduced those numbers dramatically. Well, the reality is those people still need help.
Yeah, they still exist.
So in your experience, from your first-hand experience, have you had people reach out to you from the homeless community or from these struggling communities saying that they're scared, they're alone? What are these people going through?
Oh man, they're going through so much. They can't access their family. The family that they do have are too scared to reach out to them because they are homeless. The isolation is unreal. And without God, like, there is no hope. The loneliness is so real, and we're not even allowed to talk to guests for like more than 10 or 15 minutes at a time, or else we're considered close contact and we have to go home and isolate for 14 days. We're not allowed to sit and talk. We're not allowed to sit and help. We're not allowed to refer them anywhere. We're not allowed to help in any way other than to serve them food and make sure that they're on their mat for the next night.
So you've been working with the Mustard Seed for 3 years now. It seems like what you've said, it's worse than ever. What can be done? How can the Mustard Seed fix this problem so that they're actually providing the supports needed for the homeless community?
They need to allow the workers that are with them every single day to be able to refer them to resources, to be able to listen to them, to be able to do like Bible studies and sit with them for periods of time that matter. 10 to 15 minutes is just kind of a hi and a bye, and like there's not a whole lot of support you can give somebody in 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not supposed to refer people. I'm supposed to refer everybody to our tiny advocate team, which is not at all what it should be. They need to allow people to live and not be stuck in the shelter. It's institutionalization. They can't live. They can't they're not able to get jobs, they're not able to do any of this, and it's because we're so restricted in what we can help them with.
And so you see the staff are basically asked to not be as human as they would like to be. And then the people there are not being treated as well as humans. To jump back a little bit on the notion of CPR not being allowed to provide, was the logic originally to prevent the spread of a virus?
Yeah, so even like we all had to sign a form at the beginning of COVID that's like, I accept, the risks that come with COVID. But then we're not allowed to do CPR. At first it was an AHS thing, and they were like, CPR, the mouth-to-mouth thing, it's bad, it might spread virus, this and that. But we were still allowed to do chest compressions. That's been also rescinded now, and the mustard seed has created their own policy to allow people to die. We just have to sit there and watch. I know of one case at the shelter back in December. My good friend, good coworker, he was ready and willing to do CPR. He didn't care if he, had to go home for 14 days or whatever, just in case they had COVID. But he was forced to sit by and watch this man die. He had many grandchildren, a lot of family, and I can't sit back anymore and watch this kind of thing.
Well, with all due respect, it's madness. Like, someone is dying directly in front of you, and at the slight risk of contracting a virus which has a very low mortality rate, the policy of the mustard seed, just to be clear, is that you just let that person die.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. I want to thank you for sharing this story with us and for your courage. We're going to make sure to get this story out, and we're so sorry that you've had to go through this. We're sorry for, I'm sure the people who are part of that support network love these people and want to serve these people, and that opportunity has been taken away from you. That's just not right. We're going to get the story out there. We're definitely going to reach out to the mustard seed and try and figure out what's going on. So
thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Any last words?
No, I just glory to God. May His will be done with all of this, and I know He's got me despite whatever might be coming. I have no fear, and I'm ready for whatever. Jesus has got me.
I want to thank Katie DeWitt for having the courage to come forward with that story. It's never easy to be a whistleblower, and those individuals who see wrong and risk everything to call it out are truly heroes. Given the seriousness of these allegations, we have reached out to the mustard seed for comment, but have yet to hear anything. If they do respond, we'll be sure to keep you posted. I want to thank you for following this important story. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Soos.
Hey guys, it's only a matter of time before YouTube deplatforms us entirely. You need to go to rebelnews.com so we can continue to share the other side of the story.